what in the world is going on? So, Eric and I are sitting here looking up stories to put up on NintendoPrime.net. By the way, check it out if you haven't yet. And the one thing happening tonight was the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. I haven't paid much attention to this. What's up?
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was also nominated.
Oh, well, yeah, that's a
still.
port.
Yes,
so I don't care about that.
But still.
So here's the deal. Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards happened tonight. Choice Awards 2018, looking back at all stuff from 2017. And here's the thing. They had this huge segment there about Super Mario Odyssey, blah, 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 blah. So Super Mario Odyssey and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, apparently, were both nominated for Favorite Video Game at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. Neither one of those won the vote. No. The selection went to Just Dance 2018. Just Dance 2018. Are you kidding me? Ultimately, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Super Mario Odyssey has had plenty of accolades, but are we really in 2018 and Just Dance is winning Best Video Game at a Kids' Choice Award? Is that like still a thing? I mean, I guess that they can play it on their phones now. Like they don't even need a console anymore. But this makes me question. Remember how everyone says that Nintendo makes games for kids, and they often cite Mario as one of those kid mascots. Apparently, Just Dance is a bigger deal with kids than Mario. So, come at me again. Come at me, Nintendo haters, about how Mario's for kids if it can't even win a kids award. Against Just Dance. Like, it's okay. Like, I don't even care. It's an irrelevant. All these, like, awards, best game, best whatever, they're all basically irrelevant. The only one that really matters is really the Game Developer Conference Awards, because those are voted on by actual developers. So, like, that matters a bit more because that's being recognized by your peers for what you do. But still, I do find it funny that for all the reputation Nintendo gets for being a kiddie console, all their games are made for kids, blah, 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 despite the mountains of evidence to the contrary, that their number one mascot that a lot of people associate with children couldn't win a children's award against Just Dance 2018. Again, Super Mario Odyssey probably isn't the kind of game that's for kids, which is weird because my 4-year-old son loves it, but then he likes ukulele more. If he had to choose the ukulele and Mario Odyssey, he would choose ukulele. Which is weird because ukulele's a harder game. Oh, man. As for Fire Soul, it's like kid games equal Fortnite. Technically, kids aren't old enough to play Fortnite. Technically. Doesn't mean it's not happening, but technically they're not old enough to play. Oh, man. The thing is, I don't like Just Dance. I like Just Dance. I own Just Dance 2017. I probably would own Just Dance 2018 if I felt like spending $60. I just don't. I like Just Dance. I think they're good, fun games, and I play them with my kids. But it is what it is, man. I guess it's, some people, I see people in the comments taking this as a statement of youth today, not knowing what good games are. But like, at the end of the day, I don't think a lot of kids even own a Switch, let alone have played Super Mario Odyssey. I mean, reality is that Switch appeals to an older audience. It doesn't really appeal as much to kids as it does older, young adults. So, if nothing else, this just proves, especially with how Mario Odyssey has sold over 10 million units, this just proves that Nintendo's core audience buying these games aren't kids. That's all. Like, this is almost a reassuring thing that Mario couldn't win a kids award because the game isn't appealing to kids in the first place. It's appealing to adults. So, well, I actually thought it was weird that Mario Kart made the list too. That's a port. See, I wish like we could separate out ports, right? Like, kids ain't gonna pick no Mario Kart 8. Get out of here with that. Anyways, Just Dance took home the the favorite video game award as voted on by kids. So, congrats Ubisoft and the makers of Just Dance, still keeping it kicking all these years later, still just as popular, if not more popular than ever. Mario Odyssey. Nintendo tried really hard at the Kids' Choice Awards to push you, because beyond the award itself that they lost out on, to promote Super Mario Odyssey, they brought New Donk City to life at the awards. They had 2 teams competing as they collected Power Moons. And they were really advertising the game to kids, which is funny because that adds into the reputation that Nintendo's main games are being made for kids. Yet at the same point, kids aren't voting for those games because they're not actually playing them. More young adults are playing those games than kids. It's just a really interesting prospect here where Nintendo's trying to push it to kids, but kids don't really want to play it. They want to play Just Dance. They want to play numerous other games out there. And I see people even commenting, oh, because kids play Call of Duty. No, like that's not even what this is about. Like, Just Dance is a perfectly fine, family-friendly game that kids should absolutely be playing if they're into music and they're into dancing. I mean, let's be honest, Just Dance is not a bad family game. It really is not a bad family game. It is somehow survived where Guitar Hero and other similar music-type games could not keep going this long. Because they oversaturated the market. Ubisoft recognized, it's once a year. You hit them once a year, and you leave it at that. Whereas Guitar Hero, it was like 3-4 different versions hitting every year. It was getting crazy. But yeah. Mario used to be aimed towards kids, but their fans grew up. You could argue that that's the case. Here's the way I've always looked at Mario. I got into Mario as a kid because my dad played Mario, and my dad wasn't a kid. It's one of those things where Mario has always been aimed at everybody, and I feel like has always appealed to teenagers and up. I don't think, while little kids might enjoy it, little kids also are, especially in today's world, they're more into like the Angry Birds and, I don't want to say Candy Crush. I think that's more of a teen or a tween. But they're more into these more simplistic mobile games and stuff like that. Even Just Dance, you could argue, falls into that category. Whereas Mario is more like that next step up. That's like, to me, like the 10-year-old and up range. I even think back to when I was a kid, I didn't play a lot of Mario on NES. I played most of it on Game Boy, and by the time I was doing that, I was 10. So, I didn't even get into Mario until I got a little older. I was more so into, I was into Punch-Out. It was the first game I ever played. But yeah, I honestly, I didn't even really get big into games until around age 10. I played some games, but they were a little difficult, and I just didn't like difficulty, and there wasn't a lot of options like there is today for more simplistic games. But yeah, again, this isn't gonna be like a super long stream or anything. I just had to say something because I'm shocked, I'm not surprised, but shocked. But maybe it's a good thing anyways. Is it a good thing? You guys let me know what you think. Is it good that potentially Mario Odyssey didn't win, because not just because Just Dance is more popular, but because Mario Odyssey might actually appeal more to an older audience? And I know a lot of us could talk about, that older audience is people who grew up with Mario. I'm like, that's some of the audience, of course. But I've seen plenty of young adults who Odyssey was actually their first Mario game. I just feel like Mario, in terms of platforming games in general, I think are actually more of an older gamer thing than it is a younger gamer thing. I think younger gamers are more into either action games or puzzle games, and older gamers are more into, well, they can be into that stuff as well, but they're for the platformings of the world and the RPGs of the world, all that seems to be with some older gamers. So for those who missed out on what it is, tonight was the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. And Super Mario Odyssey lost out to Just Dance 2018 for favorite video game of last year. Mario Kart 8 was also on that list as well. And there was a huge segment for Super Mario Odyssey because Nintendo was advertising it very, very hardcore at the awards. But the children chose Just Dance. And again, I'm not bashing children. Just Dance is a perfectly great game for kids. I want my kids to play more of it, to be honest. So, but it is what it is. Rigged. Don't get out of here with that rigged business. You do know that Just Dance 2018 can be played right here on a phone. Super Mario Odyssey can only be played on Switch. There's only this is Nickelodeon, so it's just US based. So there's only 8-9 million Switches out there. Most of them being owned by young adults, not kids. So it's one of those things where not a lot of kids have experience with the game. And I just don't think Mario is as appealing as Just Dance 2018 that you can play right here on a phone. So, it is what it is. Man, you guys are really, really harsh, man. Nickelodeon's a joke. Man, you guys are being savage out there. My kids love Nickelodeon. All their favorite cartoons are on Nickelodeon. Man, you guys are just being savage. You guys are way too mean to kids. I'm a father, man. I know you're probably joking a little bit, but God, you guys are being way too savage to children, guys. Come on. I have kids that are of age for these awards, man. My daughter wouldn't have chose Mario Odyssey on that entire list of games, so. And she's played Mario Odyssey. She's one of the kids that would have had a chance to play it. All right, well, that's it. I'm not really ranting. I know some people, interesting comments right away were Joey Splats, as an example, saying, I look serious. He's probably going to complain about something. He likes complaining. I don't like complaining. Just to clear the air. I don't actually like complaining. I'd rather be happy all the time, man. And I'm not even mad. Like, I even said this almost is kind of a good thing personally because it makes me feel like the reputation of Nintendo being kiddie isn't real. It's fake news, right? Like, I have always argued that the reputation of Nintendo being for kids has been massively overblown over the years, but then you have Nintendo trying to really push Odyssey at a kid's show, and then it can't even win a kids award. Really shows you that the appeal of Odyssey isn't towards the kids as much as it is towards adults. So, it's cool. So Switch Hero says that he knows no one who plays Just Dance. So here's the thing. Just Dance is one of those games that, because I used to work at an elementary school running an after-school program. Just Dance was one of those games that the kids that had cell phones or had tablets and everything, the app would be there on their phone, but they would never openly talk about playing it. So it's one of those games that, like, it's not cool to play Just Dance at school. Or to admit you play it, but a lot of people have the app and do play it at home. So, I'm sure it's a fun... In the similar way that I used to play track and field with friends on the NES, I think that's kind of like what Just Dance kind of is. You know, that game where you get up, you move around, you goof around with your friends, and you look like idiots. I mean, just like when Dance Dance Revolution was a big thing, you know, it's literally that. And again, I also like Just Dance games, so... Man, you guys talking about what Disney Channel says XD is better. I don't actually. So I obviously have a lot of say in what my children consume. I have access to Disney Channel, Disney XD, and the Nickelodeon channels, and access to Cartoon Network and everything. I'm gonna say this right now. I think Nickelodeon right now has the best shows. When I was younger, I thought Disney had the best shows, with Nickelodeon having a couple good ones. Now, man, the Disney ones are lame as heck. And the Nickelodeon shows are way better. Cartoon Network still has a couple okay ones. But it is what it is. All right, well, that's going to do it. Just wanted to chime in quick. I'm going to go watch a movie. If you guys are like thinking I'm all insane, I'm about to go watch Pitch Perfect 3.
Okay, you decided on that
Oh,
one
yeah.
instead of Jumanji.
No, I need to see Pitch Perfect 3. I forgot it came out and I missed it.
Yeah.
I got to watch it. So, Pitch Perfect 3. Got to see some riff-offs. See you guys later. Show quired up. Peace. Don't stop believing.